Hello and welcome back to TMA from Engadget. My name is Matt Smith and I'll be taking you through the biggest, most interesting tech stories of the last 7 days. Oh, and if you're wondering, what does it say on his shirt? I'm not really sure. Kicking things off, Samsung's long-teased slim smartphone has arrived way ahead of the rumoured iPhone Air. It's a very S25-looking device, but the company is pitching the S25 Edge as a design-centric addition to all the other flagship phones, foldables or otherwise. Details-wise, well, the S25 Edge's body is just 5.8mm thick. Plus camera. I mean, it's not a huge camera bump, but are we just ignoring the camera bump now when we're talking about super slim phones? That sounds like it should be important. And now I haven't been able to confirm this for myself, but according to Phone Arena, who must have snuck in a ruler to hand at the press briefing, the camera unit on the S25 measures in at 4.2mm. The phone body itself is 5.8, so that's worth noting, I think. As it otherwise matches the specs of the S25 series, there have been some compromises for that thinner profile with only 2 cameras on the back this time. Pause for gasps. Samsung has gone for a ultra-wide secondary shooter rather than arguably a more useful telephoto camera, likely due to the size constraints of this handset. Talking of constraints, probably the major one is battery size. The S25 Edge will have a 3,900 mAh battery, while the S25 Plus, already out, has the same 6.7-inch screen and a 4,900 mAh battery. That means the Edge has roughly 20% less battery in a bid to keep things tight. And that could be the biggest issue here, but we'll reserve judgment for the full review for the S25 Edge coming in the next few weeks. Did you know you can actually turn lead into gold if you have a large hadron collider? Scientists with the European Organization for Nuclear Research, better known as CERN, have converted lead into gold using said hadron collider. Now, unlike the examples of transmutation from medieval times and anime, scientists in Switzerland smashed subatomic particles together at high speed. Now that's a tongue twister, all in order to manipulate lead's physical properties and turn it into gold, albeit briefly. Science time, lead atoms only have 3 more protons than gold atoms, and all that particle smashing means the lead atoms were able to drop just enough protons to become a gold atom for a fraction of a second. Then it immediately fragmented into a bunch of particles. Damn. It's bright, it's brash, it's bouncy. As spoiled by Google itself, Android is getting a major visual refresh this year. Dubbed Material 3 Expressive, it's the latest evolution of the Material U design we saw back in, I think, Android 12. I'm sure you'll correct me in the comments. It adds further customizable color swatches and even spicier fonts. Can you call fonts spicy? If you can, then this is that. Google added that the quick settings menu in Android can now be customized to fit more actions and the addition of live updating notifications similar to Apple's live activities. Now for Android 16 and even, I guess, Wear OS 6 for the 70 people that use that, you can expect to see more animation between menus and items, and notifications will apparently jiggle and offer up haptic responses to your touch. Now, Google is basing a lot of these tweaks and design changes on research. The company claims that up to 87% of 18 to 24-year-olds prefer expressive design. What's that? Not really sure. But don't worry, there's a lengthy post from Google's design blog explaining exactly why it's done all of this stuff. But the takeaway for me seems to be that the redesign is aimed at younger phone users. Conversely, of those aged 55 to 64, only 52% favoured expressive design, which is probably the same percentage of people not sure if they own an Android or an iPhone. Yep, Sony still makes phones. The Xperia 1 7 has now folded in hi-fi sound from the Walkman series in addition to the company's Bravia screen tech and Alpha camera smarts. Still waiting on Sony to integrate those Aibo dog ears, however. Yes, the smartphones don't stop. Now Nothing is teasing the all-in Phone 3 with a flagship price. Yes, that scrambly lump you can see on screen is apparently Nothing's next flagship phone. The company revealed the Nothing 3A series before it even had a Phone 3. But expect this phone to cost more, feature better specs, and for us to be drip-fed every minor detail between now and its launch sometime in the summer. And that was your morning after. Thanks once again for liking, subscribing, and watching, or any combination of those 3. If you're interested in hearing more about the S25 Edge, I wrote the hands-on, so make sure to check that out over at Engadget.com. Have a fantastic rest of your weekend, and I hope to see you same time next week.